In this frantic side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, you play as an assassin whose boss is a sentient floating banana. And of course, the banana wants you to kill everyone. Unfortunately, there is a slight learning curve before you can start dodging bullets like the Matrix. I played on the PC version using an Xbox 360 controller, but even though you can customize your control scheme, the default controls are a little difficult to wrap your hands around. Keyboard and mouse people might have it a little easier, since you have to aim your cursor towards enemies, independently of your character's movements. On a controller, you'll have to remind yourself to re-aim the cursor forward unless you want to walk backwards throughout the entire level. And at first, you'll be taken back with how slow the character moves. Even wall jumping feels incredibly clunky, but not because of the controls, it's more in its animation. It's just a weird platforming animation that doesn't feel as snappy as you'd expect a game like this to be. It's not the most intuitive control scheme at first, and although other games have done this type of control scheme better, you'll eventually get used to it. Soon, you'll be shooting bullets like a gung fu master. The combat starts slow, helping you to acclimate to its controls, but soon it ramps up the carnage. While you may see the game as a typical shooter, it's really more of a puzzle game, figuring out how to maneuver around bullets, how to shoot guys around obstacles, and how ultimately to get through doors in time before it closes. And there's the real problem with the game. While the first half of the game has you shooting up bad guys as fast and as stylish as possible, which you are graded for after each level, the later half is more focused on platforming puzzles instead of shooting. They aren't bad puzzles, but if you were expecting the entire game to be balls to the wall action, you may be disappointed. It feels like it loses steam after a little while, but I didn't mind. I had a blast with this game. Replay value won't be that high if you aren't into getting the highest score. But that stupid banana insulting you drives you to want to replay it to get that S ranking. All the while, there is this techno-noir, almost cyberpunkian music rocking in the background. The soundtrack is so good here, and it fits the world well. Sound effects are crisp and clear, but I wish the game had full voice acting instead of the Sims-esque language they used. My Friend Pedro is a short game with a mean learning curve, especially if you want to achieve those high scores. But it's definitely worth the price if you're into these type of side-scrolling shooter/puzzle games. But if you were expecting more action and less puzzles, and more ways to replay the game, like a level editor or procedurally generated levels, you may be disappointed.